Good morning, I'm Mitch Court. I'm here with Drew and we're doing a one-on-one interview. Time now is 8:45. I served in the Army, infantry. I was a paratrooper. Joined the Army in 1996. My rank was Sergeant First Class, E7. I did 2 tours in Afghanistan and 4 tours in Iraq. I didn't join the Army to be patriotic. I was 16, I was working at Pizza Hut. I got fired for throwing a pizza on the floor and giving it, putting it back in the pan, because I hated the people I was making it for. And on the way home there was a huge sign, that said "Still hiring" in big orange letters. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to tell my old man I got fired. So I whipped in there real quick and it was the Army recruiter. That's how I joined. My first days in service, I reported to Fort Benning, Georgia, 30th AG. I had hair down to here. I was in flip-flops, cigarettes in my pocket, and the first 3 minutes, these ginormous drill sergeants came in just screaming and barking at me, and it was so confusing. I was so tired. I didn't understand anything. All I knew was that it was about to get stressful. 9/11. My world changed after 9/11. I was already in the service. I joined the service in 1996 at 17. And at 9/11 I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Our whistle went off for our post, which is like a protocol. Everybody went to their units. 48 hours later I was jumping into Afghanistan. Our family dynamic changed and the Army's mission changed. Everything, it affected a lot. My job or assignment, I was a heavy weapons leader, a machine gun squad, and I was infantry, and we were basically, we would seek out enemy combatants behind enemy lines and radio back. We were scouts. I did see a lot of combat, unfortunately, yeah. There were casualties in my unit, there were, and I think of them often to this day. It's unfortunate, and I've witnessed death on both sides, ours, theirs, civilians. It's a part of war that Hollywood never shows, but there's no real hero in the end. It's like the saying, nobody wins in a knife fight. Everybody's going to get cut. I was awarded 3 Purple Hearts. I was shot with a machine gun through the shoulder, through my legs and chest. And I was awarded a Bronze Star for Valor. But medals don't depict the hero, just the action. I served with a lot of heroes that deserved medals. And a lot of them that didn't come home. So I was awarded a Bronze Star because there was a person I knew most of my career who I didn't want to leave lay in the mud after he was wounded. So I cared and was given a medal for it. I was not taken prisoner or held hostage. That's not an option. My most memorable story or experience. In the mornings in the desert, just before as the sun is rising, the sky turns pink with red and different shades. and everything's quiet. There's no gunfire. There's no explosions. It's crazy that in that environment of madness, mayhem, suffering, and hate and loss, for 10 minutes, there's proof that there's more beyond where we are, the way the sky's laid out. I didn't stay in touch with my family very much. I was very busy. There wasn't a lot of options, phones and things like that. And I did send letters, and I received some. But as far as talking on the phone, I don't want to expose my family to. They didn't need to know a lot of things, other than I was okay and that I probably need some care package or something. And then once we get a care package, you just divvy it up amongst the men anyhow. Well, I was on leave. I ate ice cream. I didn't sleep much. I think I just ate. I ate food, and I enjoyed ice water. A lot of it. Ice. The day my service ended, I was in Karbala, my combat service. And I woke up on an aircraft, in a hospital plane. I had been wounded in an ambush, and woke up in Germany. And then I went back to sleep, and the second time I woke up, I was at Walter Reed Army Hospital. But my official service ended in 2014, and I had no plan. I had no idea that it was coming to a close. So when I walked out the doors, I literally faced the world head on. I think I was very nervous.
What did you do in the immediate days and weeks following the end of your service?
I was in the hospital, rehabilitation, and I was learning to be a civilian, transitioning, because it's like walking on the moon. The military life was the only thing I knew since the age of 17. So when it's gone, you have to learn how to talk again, because it's a different language, basically. You have to learn how to walk and be approachable, because you're so used to your environment. You're, I guess, institutionalized to your environment. So learning to become a civilian was my biggest struggle.
What did you do afterwards? Did you work? Did you go back to school?
I did. I went back to school. I finished my engineering degree. I worked for the Department of Defense. I'm an explosives engineer for the U.S. government. So, and I stayed busy with community actions and hobbies. PTSD. I'll explain PTSD. If you were in a farmer's field who grew onions, and that farmer had an accident and lost his thumb, from that point on, every time you smell an onion, you'll think of that incident. But after a while, you'll eat onions again. It gets a little easier as time goes. The military has made me realize that there is a drive to succeed. There's self-discipline is a big thing, motivation, and a better, more mature outlook on life than most of my peers. The saying, beware of an old man in a job where most young men die, is a true statement. I'd like to talk about the flag. The flag is stars and stripes and colors, but it's not just a flag. It has nothing to do with the flag in general. There's a lot of media going on where people are burning the flag and they're just desecrating the flag. But what the flag stands for is everyday life. When you turn on your radio, you have a variety of things you can listen to. Restaurants and a variety of things. The flag stands for everything that you have freedom of choice to do. It has little to do with what people are protesting it for. So I hope that you kids as a youth learn something from what's taking place in the news and the media. That at some point in my generation, we've lost our way, our reasoning for why our nation is what it is, and why we are great people. I hope that people become compassionate again and help one another and shake hands and have less fear of each other. And I think that your generation is going to have the hardest fight. Not war related, but economics, education, and everybody wins a trophy. I wish you all the best of luck. My name is Mitch Court, and I thank you all for doing this.